Hey everyone, I'm Allison and you're watching Long Island Thrifter. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I want to talk to you about what you can buy your elderly parents, grandparents, or other friends, relatives that you are struggling to find a gift for. Believe me, I know how this goes, so I'm here to help and I've got a good list of items, so let's dive in. My mom is about to turn 94 in just a few weeks. This list I compiled items that I know my mom uses all the time and a lot of her friends would use. So I think this will be really helpful. I have put links down below in the description to help you find the right gift. The first item I actually use every day, and I'm not elderly, but I think it's really helpful and I think it's something great to have in any home. It's an electric kettle. Now, a lot of people boil water for tea or for instant coffee, maybe even for their French press or making oatmeal. This is something that's really handy. And the great thing about it is that when it reaches the boiling point, it automatically shuts off. So you don't have to worry about a teapot on the stove. The great thing about electric kettles is that they are just so easy to use and they boil so quickly. Number 2 on the list is the mug warmer. These things are great because my mom all the time, she will get her coffee, set it down, and then she'll forget about it, and before you know it, it's cold. This is the best thing you can do, is just have a mug warmer so it'll keep whatever beverage you have in the mug warm and you don't have to worry about it going cold. So I have that on the list. There is a self-heating mug set in this description as well. So it's the warmer and the mug. You don't need the mug set if you don't want that. You can just get the mug warmer and that way they can use their favorite mug. Number 3 on the list, a wine opener, but an electric one. Yes, these are fantastic. I use it all the time. So my mother, yes, she still likes to have a glass of wine. She also loves margaritas, but that's a whole other story. These are fantastic for people with dexterity issues. When you get older, it's hard to grab things or hold heavy items. It's also really hard to open a wine bottle. There's nothing worse if you can't get that bottle of wine open because you really need it. A lot of these have the foil cutter at the bottom, which is helpful, so it just sits like this. These are rechargeable, which are so much better than the battery ones because nothing's worse than you're trying to open a bottle of wine and the batteries die. So at least this can be just plugged in and charged up. So I highly recommend the electric wine bottle opener. All right, number 4 on the list. That would be a throw blanket. A lot of elderly folks are on blood thinners and they get cold very easily, even in the summertime. I would recommend a lightweight throw blanket because also carrying heavy items is really difficult. Magnifying glasses. Yes, these are my mother's. They're, these things, I can see everything right now. Like, wow. They're incredible. I put a link below to a pack of them. Those are fantastic. The other thing, a magnifying glass. This is an old one. It works. A magnifying glass is great. I put a link below to the ones that have like a flashlight on them, which I think is a really great idea as well. Next on the list, a gift certificate to their favorite restaurant. Why not? If they can still get out and about, there's nothing nicer than having a nice meal somewhere. And a lot of the older folks, what they do is they'll order a meal, they'll eat half of it, and then they'll take the rest home and they'll have another meal for the next day. So a gift certificate to a restaurant that they enjoy would be really good. Okay, next on my list is something, again, I use a lot as well. This is a jar opener and it has a bottle opener on the other side of it. But this adjusts to any size jar, actually down to a screw-off wine bottle. Helpful, really helpful. And you place it on top of the jar, you get it to the size you want, and then you turn it. Another bottle opener, this actually comes in a pack, both of these together. This comes in handy and it's a good grip type of item where you can put it over the jar or the bottle and it goes all the way down to this size. This is for bottle caps. I like the other one better because it really does adjust to the size of the jar or bottle that you're trying to open. Another useful kitchen gadget would be the Kitchen Mama. This you place on top of a can and you press the button and it just goes around the can and opens it up on its own without, using those old can openers. And it doesn't create a sharp edge around the lid, so it dulls it. And so you're not going to cut yourself. So I highly recommend one of these items. Here's a fun stocking stuffer or gift idea any time of year, the scratch off lottery ticket. Yes, I scratched this one off and I won $10. So there. The old folks love to gamble. A lot of them do. They're fun for anybody. What? Did you say something? Stop mumbling. Yeah, these were all the things that my mom would say. And to preserve my hearing, especially while watching TV with her, when she had the volume set at level 60, for Mother's Day, I bought hearing aids for my mom through Amazon. Now, it was really about the TV. She put them in to watch television, and wow, she was like, wow, that's really loud. Not only was she watching television with them, but then she started going out with them, and she didn't feel as uncomfortable. A lot of the older folks have a thing about hearing aids. Some of them refuse it. They do not want to wear them. They don't want to be seen with them. The great thing about these hearing aids are they're flesh colored. They come with different cushions for when you put them into the ear canal. So if you have a thinner ear canal versus a wider one, it comes with all different sizes. They're really helpful. Also from a safety standpoint, if they're still driving and they can't hear, that's dangerous, right? You really do want to make life easier for them. And if they can hear what's going on and be part of the conversation, it's really helpful for them mentally as well. I highly recommend these as a gift. Next up on the list, movie passes. A lot of the older folks love going to the movies, and they like going during the day. A lot of times they're empty, so it's like their private screening room. And if they're wearing the hearing aids, it's even better. Passes to movies is always a fun thing to do. Next up, this. Yes, it's a grabber reacher. I gotta tell you, this has come in handy so many times, but my mom can sit down and have this near her, and if she drops something on the floor, she can just reach over and pick it up. You can reach under the couch for something and grab it. When something falls behind the washing machine, oh, this thing comes out, and it has been a lifesaver to find things. Pick up keys with this little hook here on the end. Another great gift is lotion, hand lotion, things like that. A lot of times their skin can get very dry. Hand creams and lotions are a really nice gift. Just make sure they don't have a lot of crazy ingredients in them. Make sure they don't come in really heavy containers, because again, they can't pick them up. Remember the weight of items, because if it's too heavy for you, or if you feel it's heavy, it's going to be way too heavy for the older folks. I would say a scarf is always a great idea. Another item I would tell you to avoid would be slippers, primarily because of the first 4 letters of the word, slip. You don't want to worry about someone putting a pair of slippers on that may not be right for them. And especially when you're elderly and you have mobility issues, my mom has a specific pair of slippers that she wears, and you can't buy her other slippers because she will not wear them. I would avoid slippers. They could cause a fall, and you don't want to be responsible for grandma falling on the floor. So yeah, no slippers. This next item is a newer one that I've been seeing a lot of on social media. It's a car assist handle, and it kind of fits into the side of the door to help someone stand up. It's a great idea, actually, and they come in packs of 2, so you can put one on each door well. I would highly recommend this if your elderly person is still driving, because it'll help them get in and out of the car. Not these again, but large print games like Sudoku or crosswords, things like that. Even books they have in large print are a great idea, and you can find those all over Amazon as well. This next gift may or may not go over too well, so you have to know your senior before you give this as a gift. It's an adult bib. Yeah. I got this for my mom as one of her gifts one year, and she burst out laughing because as soon as she brings food up to her mouth, something will probably drop. This is awesome because at the bottom of it, it also has buttons. So it flaps over and it catches the food. Yes. It's great. And I just love the design with the pearls because I think it's just so fabulous for women. But the ones for men are even better. They have ties and shirts and ties and vests designed in them. So it looks really fun and it's cute. But again, know your senior before you get this as a gift. Someone may take this really badly. Isn't that fun? And they have other ones with different necklaces on it and everything. I just thought this was so elegant. This next item was a game changer for my mom. It's a hurricane. It's got the tripod bottom. Don't go off brand and buy the cheaper version of this that's not hurricane. Mom tried that twice and the bottom came off. It broke. It was not a good thing. The hurricane though, she's had this for like 8 or 9 years and she loves it. And when I asked her what she loves about this compared to just a regular cane, all the cool older folks call them sticks now. What's the difference between this and a regular stick? She said it's the stability she gets from this. It's definitely much more stable. A hurricane is a great gift and I highly recommend it. Next up on my list, a large digital clock is really helpful. Large print that tells you the day of the week, the time, and the date. A lot of older folks like to still garden, but it can be really challenging getting down to the ground and doing what you love to do. So the next item is a garden kneeler seat. So you can kneel down on it and still do your gardening. Or if you can't do that, you can turn it over and it becomes a seat and you can at least still do some of the things you love. So I like this gift a lot. I think it's really sweet. You could pair that with some gardening tools or gardening gloves for a really nice, thoughtful gift. And finally, this is a big ticket item. This is expensive, but I also have another item that works well and Mom has both. So this is, I call it an ejector seat, but they're called power lift chairs. My mom has the Lazy Boy version, which is super expensive. I put a link below to the one here on Amazon that seems to have gotten a lot of good ratings and has sold a lot. It gives the person a way to get out of the chair. It's really difficult getting out of a chair when you're elderly. You know, you don't have the upper body strength. You have to really work hard to get out of a chair. So this actually power lifts you, so it moves you enough so that you can get onto your feet and get to your walker or your cane or stick. My mom has a Lazy Boy version, which as I said is very expensive, but she loves it and she said it's one of the best things she's ever bought in her life. Now, if you don't want to buy an actual chair for somebody, but they do need the assist to get out of a seat, whether it be their couch or a regular chair, then I recommend a seat boost. And they're manual, so there's no power. They do have power ones, but we don't have one. My mom uses that in the den while watching television, and she finds it comfortable. It basically gives you a hydraulic boost when you're trying to get out of the chair. I recommend both of those items, and I think they're really helpful. I think that's about 21 items I've just suggested as great gift ideas for the senior citizen in your life. Thanks for watching, Long Island Thrifter. If you enjoyed this video, I think you'll enjoy one of these videos next. Keep on thrifting.